SpongeBob SquarePants has had a wide catalog of video games, with the first few being pretty bad, and then Battle for Bikini Bottom changed the course for a bit, with a few other titles actually trying to be enjoyable. But then we went back to the lowest possible quality tie-in games Nickelodeon could fund. But the power of Battle for Bikini Bottom wasn't finished just yet, because Rehydrated did numbers and brought the sponge back to the modern era with good old-fashioned collect-a-thon platforming. Yeah, we got the Cosmic Shake in 2023, and got to where we are now with Titans of the Tide. Fresh into the PS5 because Platinum trophies are too fun to not get. It's time to complete Titans of the Tide. First impressions? It's a title screen, alright. Who cares, man? It's green. Let's just start the video game already. There's a special offer going on at the Krusty Krab, with Mr. Krabs supposedly making or buying a patty balloon. Regardless, the patties are 50% off, which feels weird. I didn't think Krabs would ever let that happen, let alone it being his own idea. Outside of introducing the premise of the game, the Krusty Krab opener is really only there to give us a tutorial on how the game controls.
Oh shit, Resident Evil. Alright, where's the pistol ammo?
The Dutchman arrives to be all scary and shit, but also to get a patty. I think, anyway. I mean, he begrudgingly gets in line pretty happy to order when he gets up to good old Squiddy when King Neptune arrives, cutting through the whole line thanks to Mr. Krabs being greedy, which is a dick move, but honestly wouldn't be that bad. If Krabs didn't try to force Squidward to pay for the food, I mean, we all know the Krusty Krab boys don't get paid a lot. Come on, I mean, how is Squidward to cover it, even if it is half off in price? I just need to see Blue Sky get on Neptune and Krabs' ass for this unacceptable behavior. Hashtag justice for Squidward. He just wants to watch How's Fancy. Speaking of watching things, if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing because it helps a lot, and I'm really cool, and I'm proving it right now. I'm finishing SpongeBob. The Dutchman rightfully gets pissy towards Neptune for cutting in line. Could have brought the Squidward thing up, but you know what I get it. You're a man of your own word. The dead man is agitated for needing to wait a while to order. But the Dutchman just turns it into an argument on who's the most powerful creature in Bikini Bottom.
Most powerful? Oh, please. You do realize you're talking to a god. You out-of-season Halloween prop.
You did not have to do that to him. SpongeBob fucking died.
Smells like a dirty sock in here.
Me! I was mentioned! I'm in the game! It's me! I'm gonna fucking kill you! After fucking nuking the Krusty Krab, we switch over to Patrick, who is traveling through Bikini Bottom to get a half-off Krabby Patty. This level is kind of like the intro stage to the SpongeBob movie game, except there is a lot more to actually collect and do. I didn't know if any of this level went towards trophies or not, so I went around and tried to do everything I could here. We did learn about Patrick's burrow underground ability here, though. When could Patrick do this? It's my ass. We talked to Karen, who is really only telling us the direction we need to go because she can't find Plankton.
Oh, just get to the roof and look for Sheldon, would you?
You used his government? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Something. Well, that sure cured me of being a germaphobe.
Well, I'm not afraid of germs anymore. I was forcefully buried alive for a minute. Thank you, Pink Man, for pulling me out so I can live my life anew. I can now survive.
And now I expect you to rescue me whenever I'm in trouble. Got that?
You're about to be in trouble in a fucking second. Don't talk to me like that. Do not talk beneath me. I'm above you. I am your fucking savior.
We dig Plankton out of the sand, and he wants us to blow up the rock leading to the Krusty Krab for obviously deviously fucking illegal reasons. We throw some stuff around and eventually reach the Krusty Krab to fight a big, strong anchor ghost. Also, don't mind the camera. I was also hit by the Dutchman's cursed flame. Some Dark Souls shit? What the fuck is that? We arrive on the floating patty to get the ability to switch between SpongeBob and Patrick using their BFF rings. This game calls back to a lot of previous instances in the show, some of it for plot relevance, and I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it. It's interesting to add continuity to decades of previous work, but at the same time, I always felt SpongeBob worked best as a comedy that has different happenings per storyline. I think overall, though, I appreciate the effort. They clearly appreciate the source material. SockOwner, you ghostly imposter. No, it's me, I swear! It's me! I own socks! It's really me, guys. A lot of hair. I shouldn't do that. But it's really me. I really am SockOwner. See? I own socks. I'm not the imposter. This is kind of the main mechanic of Titans of the Tide, switching between the two characters on a whim, and it's honestly a great idea. I want to take my time to compliment the visuals of this game a bit. I think the animation has been stepped up in this game. For the most part, it looks really good. There are a few things that I think have a bit too much movement, but that doesn't take away from the clearly talented animation team behind the game. And we got our first trophy for unlocking the character swap ability. What if I swapped with Galaxius? biased. I don't think he's me. I think that's too different. We started preparing the floating patty for launch, but in the middle of doing that, I found a golden treasure chest deeper in the floating patty. Treasure chests are one of the main collectibles in the game, so we need to locate all of these for the platinum. There are quite a few, so I'll try my best to share where I see a good amount of them. The floating patty doesn't have too many though, and they aren't crazy hidden. For example, there's one that requires you to clean the dining tables. These golden piss-esque balloons are also going to be required for a single costume unlock. These don't have a number tracker in the menu, so if you miss any, it's going to be a scavenger hunt for the color of piss. There's also a lot of these in this game, so we'll need to do our best to hunt them down. We finished launch preparations and bought the plot required costume. Is that an eye patch over his cock? We also have to buy everything that's in the shops, which I think will come naturally with completion, honestly, especially since health upgrades are in the shop as well. And here we discover the Krabby Patty minigame, and you know what? It's kind of fun. We love little optional side games to our big main games. Oh, we had to beat the score of 300 for a chest. I mean, I live this lifestyle every day, so it wasn't too hard for me. Krabs wants us to head to Goldfish Island, a horribly reviewed pirate-themed vacation resort. He says he knows the Dutchman is there because of the sock smell, but really I think he just wants to look for gold. I mean, he emphasizes on it pretty heavily. Krabs isn't slick. We arrive at Goldfish Island. Immediately check under the dock platform at the start to nab a treasure chest, and then give yourself the ability to actually pop piss balloons by using the karate kick. By the way, jellyfish are also going to be needed for 100%, but not every jellyfish. And these guys are swimming everywhere, so just grab whichever ones you see. There is an abundance of them and you only need 100 total to get the reward from it. We talked to Captain Goldie, who has a very annoying voice, although I'll admit the hanger hook is kind of funny. The game makes it obvious that her resort is a scam, but whatever, we're here for the Dutchman. Mr. Krabs is sniffing for gold and wants us to search for it, but only because Pearl is demanding that she and Krabs enjoy Father-Daughter Day at the 1-star Yelp-rated Goldfish Island.
It's kelp reviews.
My bad, I meant kelp-rated. We saved this fish in the sand because it's going to be important later. They're throwing it back! Think she can bounce on it? What is this visual? How do I rotate? Tilt it? The low poly models. Is it funnier that it's the low poly models? Like, am I insane? Photo mode is awesome. Here. I did not do that on purpose. We found a chest on top of the pirate chest building thing, along with a piss balloon, and there was another chest across the jungle entrance, with another golden balloon on the side of the main path. Then we saw a chest appear after activating a stone tiki button. Yes, that's essentially the pattern of this game. Find the thing that leads to the next thing, which leads to another thing. We talked to Squidward and all he wants is a good reference setup to paint in peace. Most of the side quests are pretty simple, either find the thing or do some actions. We got another chest on the side of the main elevated path, then went to finish Squidward's quest. It's him! Funny Squidward! Yeah, God, fuck yes. Side quests give you chests, so that makes my job a bit easier. You'll know how many chests are side quests related through the menu. I don't know where this chest came from, I'm gonna be so honest. Getting all the coins as borrowing Patrick under the chest building will spawn a chest for you to grab. Uno reverse sickness. Life would be so easy if we could do that to like billionaires. Just send my illness to Bezos. Get sick. You give him like Prime Day shipping too, with your sickness in it. Opens it up. Oh, Goldie wants us to turn on her lighthouse because this lazy fish bitch just won't do it herself. We approach Sandy, who is definitely about to die, and she gives us the ghost port ability, which obviously lets us travel over goo. Talking to Mrs. Puff, and she just wants us to clean the beach trash. While cleaning the trash, we found a golden balloon in a golden chest. We got a trophy for riding our ghost board a lot, which is not hard in the slightest. Puff's quest finished, and it gave me
Blind Beard the Pirate! Oops.
Oh, we want to throw the ball in there. Where's the beach ball? Fuck. Oh my god, oh no. I can't pick up the ball? I gotta push it back. No, other way. Oh my god, other way. That was too far. No, a little farther. Push it a little more. Damn it! There. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Get back on land. Nice. We surf further off to the side to find another collectible type. Hoff's Wisdom. Not a lifeguard, but I play one on TV, legally got his name changed to David Hasselhoff, sometime after the movie game in the SpongeBob game timeline. While I'm not sure how I feel about the first name David, I think Hasselhoff was a great choice on his end. Anyway, he has 10 pieces of wisdom to share with us that are very well hidden. What does this deity want to say to us first?
Dumb people are always blissfully unaware of how dumb they really are.
So profound. yet honest. We activated the lighthouse for Goldie. Another important thing in this game is the racing challenges. Larry is the one who gives them to you, and there are a few of these in each level. And they do count as side quests. These are usually pretty simple, although there are a couple that can be tricky. This first one took me a few tries, but all I had to do was sparingly use the ghost board instead of always using it. Goldie gave us the okay to enter the jungle, so we head off with Patrick's new fork grapple ability. Fork display item buyable in the shop. Do I have like a thieves den thing, like Persona 5? Mr. Krabs was waiting for good old Spob to show up with the ability to enter the jungle, but before we do any jungle hijinks, Donkey Kong, we use Patrick to pull a boat for a chest. We ride into the jungle and begin exploring. We burrow to grab these coins for a chest. We get a side quest from Fred the Fish, who's stuck on the island because Captain Goldie is a bitch fish who won't let him leave since he doesn't have his ticket. So we have to find his ticket. A chest is behind these big rocks, so blow it up because it also gives you a shortcut. There's also a gold rim chest in the middle series of platforms of that first water area. We fight this ghost who doesn't know why people waste their time on video games and make it out of the first little forest section, just to immediately enter the second forest section.
Redundancies in the script.
We get the piss balloon after the series of moving balloons. We then walk up to an ancient Neptune waterfall. Catch this?
You not listening to me? I said get over here. That's an order.
I'm exploring. Fuck you, Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs is smelling gold through the waterfall, and instead of coming to the conclusion of Eugene being senile, Spob and Pat decide to find a way through.
Hop to it now.
It says it so fast, I think he's saying Hawk Tua, and I'm just brain rotted. We raise a platform to go above the waterfall and continue on. There's a chest to the right above the waterfall. We got our trusty dead surfboard back to explore this wide stream of water, and while surfing, we karate kick these balloons to reach a chest. Found a piss balloon and another gray chest on a higher right platforms after the bridge. We found Fred's ticket and continued to create platforms from a sunken ship. There's another piss balloon off to the left you can grab afterwards. This chest took me a bit longer to grab because I simply forgot that Patrick's new grapple ability can pull him towards large enemies. After a showdown of ghosts on top of the ship platform, we place stone tikis on some buttons and unlock the path behind the waterfall. Before we go back down though, we did glide and dash over this gate to get a chest.
This is what death feels like. Interesting. I could get used to that.
This game does in fact have slides. They're pretty simple for the most part, so we won't pay too much attention to these until Larry makes us race on them. And now we continue through to find the gold. But first we find a chest hidden behind us on the glide down. Always check behind you in platformers, gamers. The worst that can happen is that you walk into a wall. We have supposedly entered into a graveyard well hidden inside of the forest of this resort. Goldie is looking a bit like William Afton based on these endoskeletons in her waterfall closet. I just hope she doesn't come back. Patrick needed a bit of a break, so we got the trusty Blindbeard the pirate helping us out now. Blindbeard returns to Fred to give him his lost ticket and gain a treasure chest, and also got the Bummer Vacation trophy. It's here I find out there's a trophy for taking one picture in photo mode, and I immediately knew what I had to do. Alright, where's the... yes, him. We need him. There's another piss-filled balloon above the center landmark of this graveyard, and you can easily get this golden chest afterwards too. How did that get here? Did Captain Goldie steal Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen's fucking tombstone? After solving the puzzles of the graveyard, a big amount of ghosts appear to kick our shit in with their no legs. I don't know how many ghosts there are here, I just know it was more than 8, and in my eyes that's unacceptable, just ignoring my favorite number like that and making me commit a genocide to the non-living. Defeating them was necessary for progression, so we head into the big room and prepare for more puzzle solving. There's a chest on the lower section of the water room next to some iron bars. There's another chest across this gap in the center room, and there's a piss balloon above a Neptune statue in one of the rooms, so be sure to make his statue golden. After solving the water room puzzle, we go down another slide. They start introducing more differing paths on this one, but only for routing. They don't hide many collectibles on these slides at all. The crew arrives on a wrecked ship deep within the caves, discovering that the Flying Dutchman is gonna crash Neptune's Gala, when all of a sudden Mr. Krabs find a big chest of gold that's obviously a trap. This clearly leads into a boss fight with a robotic Dutchman head coming from the chest. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I hate dodge and wait bosses and platformers, and unfortunately there are no fast strats for this boss fight. You wait for the goop to shoot out an explosive barrel and then karate kick with SpongeBob, mediocre boss battle, but to be honest I wasn't expecting much anyway. So after a nearly 4-minute boss fight, we get a trophy for beating the robo chest Dutchman and get rewarded with a golden treasure chest.
Gimme!
Holy shit! Doing a slide race from Larry, and the only difficulty comes from learning which paths are the quickest, which you know I love doing. The time is pretty generous, so it only took a couple tries. With one of Larry's chests obtained, we head over to this island with a launch hole to get a chest on a sunken ship mast. We report back to Goldie and she tells us that we are helpful in sprucing the place up, but we didn't spend any money in the process, so we're being forced to leave. Oh yeah, Goldie? Well, here's what I think of you. Back up on the floating patty, we talk to Felix, the jellyfishing goat. He's way better than Kevin the seacock. He's just telling us that we'll be rewarded if we catch 100 jellyfish. How encouraging. We got the piss balloon behind Pearl's store, we found a piece of underwear in the restroom with Goldie watching us for some fucking reason, found a piss balloon and a chest on top of the captain's quarters. And we get back into the kitchen because of a certain trophy I learned about by looking at the list. We need to make 999 orders of Krabby Patties in a run of this minigame. I tried this for almost 15 minutes but got nowhere and decided to move on for now. We talk to Sandy and she asks us to help get a module to upgrade Karen, so we activate a fan and blow on up to the engine room to grab the module and find Plankton. Plankton reveals he's been building a portal device and lies to Spob and Pat by giving them a top secret job supposedly from Eugene Krabs. This is an okay lie though, because it allows us to collect scrap from these chests to unlock these little challenge levels. Be sure to get the piss balloon on the lookout of the engine room. Thanks to the upgrade on Karen, we try to contact the Gala, but nobody is answering, so we headed to Mr. Krabs so we could just be sent there.
You've got your sights set on stealing the Krabby Patty formula, don't you?
Me? I would never. I mean, I actually have successfully stolen it several times, but let's not get stuck in the past. Capiche?
I mean, they did acknowledge that.
Then I told you to stay in the engine room.
Stop dead-naming him! We let Mr. Krabs know the business and he's fine with it because he wants to sell patties to the rich folk at the Gala. I mean, if King Neptune was excited enough to use his social status to cut in line for a patty, then yeah, I could see the logic. But before we headed to the palace, I re-attempted the Krabby Patty minigame on a new stream day, and got it on my first try. My only tip with this minigame is to try to perfectly cook the patties earlier and kind of try to keep a pattern on the patties. Some of them do cook faster than the others, but if you kind of blur your vision a bit and notice the color of the meters rather than the length of them, you should be able to keep a steady rhythm going. We got the Chef's Kiss trophy with a score of 1059, which was actually pretty fun. I like this minigame quite a bit. Now it's time to enter the palace. Well, actually now we're doing some of Plankton's portal challenges. These are just little levels you get to play that have different subjects. The platforming levels are pretty fun, combining the Goober's abilities to jump across the void. The jellyfishing levels are also very neat, getting jellyfish in a big area with hazardous platforms. It's kind of cool. The next type of level we go into is the combat stage. These are alright, nothing grand with the design, you just defeat big groups of enemies. And the final type is the floating block challenge. We've all seen this before from the Bob, they're fine. There technically is another challenge type in this game, but it's just boss refights. These are lame, we move on. Neptune is holding his annual gala and we need to find our way in. Burrow into this little section and grab all the coins for a golden chest, burrow here in the sand to get the coins for another chest, and there's another one just out in the open next to a trampoline. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are they fucking throwing it back on everyone trying to come in? Why is everyone throwing it back in this game? And there's a piss balloon right out in the open here. After crossing the bridge to get to the entrance stairs, you'll need to hop on the pillars connected to the edge bushes to get this piss balloon. And we got a trophy by breaking a total of 500 objects so far. After all that exploring, we try to enter the Gala through the front entrance, but to no avail. We spin a wheel to put a spotlight on the two front guards, which allows us to talk to Gary. And he tells us that hitting the colored lanterns will allow certain surfaces to shift in and out of our corporeal realm, which allows us to find a side entrance. As we continue to explore the side entrance, we find this chest in a higher part reachable with Patrick. We went up on this balcony pretty easy with no reward other than this cute little heart, but it's okay. There's another chest in the distance. I'm sure I can jump on some of the walls here to find some odd collision and make my way through. No, I'm trying to... I just did that. I just accidentally clipped into a wall and went out of bounds. At the time I was streaming this playthrough, the game was very fresh. Like it just came out like a day ago fresh. Needless to say, the very casual speedrunner in me wanted to try and discover if this was going to be useful. I kid you not, I spent nearly a half hour trying to run around in this void to find an entrance into the later part of the level. I even managed to find a way into the main hall of the Gala by jumping into the death plane in a specific spot. Unfortunately, because of how the objectives work in this game, I couldn't find a way to progress, so I went back and started going through the level normally, since I do need to unlock everything. I didn't see if the speedrun used this out of bounds clip or anything like that, but god damn it, if it does, please let me know. I don't think I'm the first person to have found it, but I'd like to believe I was. We went through the level normally and arrived in the main hall, which didn't take very long. I swear that out of bounds clip has to be useful somewhere. Okay, so for some reason the game wouldn't let me talk to the guard when I clipped in, but platforming normally let me do it. There was no cutscene between the Gary dialogue and this. How the fuck did the clipping ruin the sequence of dialogue? What the fuck ever, man. I was designed to find an out of bounds skip, but the game wouldn't give it to me. It's in someone else's hands now. Anyway, the guard informs us that only mer people can join King Neptune. He is a tyrant, so I guess discrimination comes with the job. William is here, but couldn't help us at all.
Ugh, begone, fools! I'm here to network with the elite, not to converse with losers.
Even a low-class Saiyan can surpass an elite, Squilliam. die.
After asking around a bit, this little fish says the guard only leaves Neptune's side when it's bedtime, and a door immediately opens afterwards, and we see the mighty pajama holder moving the treasured trousers to a secure location. So we follow the good worker. There he is. We found him. Welcome back, King. I actually like this level idea quite a bit. We're running through Neptune's palace for his gala, and multiple royal servants confuse us as other royal servants. It's a pretty neat idea that makes for difficult rooms and challenges. In the royal bathroom, there's a piss balloon in the back before you hit the red button. We meet a new enemy type that I don't like very much. It's called Wiggy, and this thing is very specific to kill. In this first part, I just kept knocking it down with the homing kick and chipped away at its health with sponge slaps. But after that annoying enemy, we get a bubble wand, which lets SpongeBob shoot bubbles at things for varying effects. There's a chest under the starting platform here. Plankton informs us that Neptune's palace has a security system that is able to be bypassed thanks to the big chandelier in the center of the gala. As we continue, we see that Squilliam has a quest for us, and he wants to prove that we have class by bringing him something of his stature, which says actually nothing about the item we need, but whatever. There's a chest higher up inside the flooded corridor. We enter the kitchen, fighting off some ghosts. Thankfully, the Wiggies will be a lot easier to deal with now that we have that bubble projectile. We found Gary's snacks in the fridge of Neptune's royal kitchen, which was a quest we were assigned earlier. We enter the fan flower room, which has a few secrets to uncover. Go under the big fan and burrow for coins to spawn a chest. While floating up, I found a piss balloon, and there's a golden chest at the very top of the room. We went through the boiler room and went down the slide to change the chandelier's color to green. But before we get the royal jammy jams, I decided to knock out Larry's slide challenge. It was very easy. We found this golden balloon on our way to the royal bedroom. Yes, I stopped saying piss balloon. The bit was getting old. We entered the treasure room, which is located right before the bedroom for some reason. Would the metallic coin smell leak into the bedroom at night? I feel like I'd be annoyed, but whatever, man. Live your life. You're rich. I mean, sure, he might be the richest tyrant in all of Bikini Bottom, but at least he doesn't own Twitter. Why are they all Handsome Squidward statue quests? I believe this is the last Handsome Squidward reference in the game. There are 4 chests to collect in this room, and they're all pretty self-explanatory. I saw this little detail while writing the script, so I want to include it here. When you burrow in the coins like Scrooge McDuck as Patrick, you actually get passive income. Not quickly enough for this to be worth farming, but it's definitely a fun little detail that I didn't expect to be there. We're stealing Neptune's coins. We're thieving. I got this golden balloon on the side of the stairs. Be sure to get this chest behind the bed before getting the pajamas. Patrick became a sex icon, otherwise known as a mermaid. We got a trophy for killing 5 of the cannon boys with their own cannonballs as Patrick, and flush ourselves down the royal toilet to head back to the gala lobby. We give Squilliam the funny statue, get told we'll always be commoners, boom, there's a golden chest. Pat and Spob run into the Vimp area to warn Neptune of the Dutchman's plans, and oh shit, is that Mindy? Wow, you'd sacrifice your own daughter? That's fucked. And he did. Wow, she's dead.
Now you've done it.
You did that yourself. You killed your daughters. Or your daughter and then 3 other mermaids. I don't know what the rules. Dude, what the hell? Is this an imposter, Neptune? You sacrificed your daughter, man. She literally found the only 2 heroes that saved everything you have control over. And not only do you not heed the 2 prior heroes' warnings, but you also use your daughter as a meat shield, shedding her being from this earth just so you could be petty. Oh yeah, he's rich. Speaking of riches... This video was sponsored by nobody. Did I trick you? Why the hell would I get a sponsor? Just look at me. Anyway, a fight breaks out, which causes more innocent beings to be turned into ghosts. The floor collapses, which brings us to the next level, that level being the Royal Dungeon Catacombs.
Holy shit, this is like the beginning of Dark Souls.
There's a chest on the highest pillar in this room. Now the lantern light mechanic from the previous level gets advancements. Now we can carry around a lantern and change the color on our own, which actually does lead to some decently hidden secrets. In fact, you need to shake the lantern to get this chest here. Okay, I can hit it with anything. Cool. Okay. No fucking shot. Thank God there's a lamp above here. I thought I got soft locked. As we continue, we find a chest in this lantern cranny in the wall. We find a very similar chest using the homing kick. After blowing up a wall for progression, there's a coin balloon you can immediately hear. This level's actually quite well designed, especially in showing how the lantern is going to work in this game. We've had multiple different scenarios showing what uses this jar could have. We had to juggle the next lantern around to find another piece of wisdom from our god.
If you're standing in the darkness, don't be afraid to step into the light. Or just buy a nightlight.
Where would I be without these wise words? I don't know why I'm very impressed with this level. It's just giving a lot of new things with the switching light mechanic, and all it took was having a jar of mysterious liquid.
And you too can have it at home with the power of nautical nonsense, blasphemy, and witchcraft.
I mean, look at these secrets and stuff, man. Multiple solutions to one conundrum. It's a simple little challenge, but I'm still impressed by how the lantern mechanic is expanded in a way that keeps color switching engaging. There's a chest on the path of the general progression. kill him. Yeah, this is a good level mechanic. And my reward for sending a ghost into the void is some gold in balloon form. This room just reminded me of Resident Evil 4. Now the lanterns are starting to be timed platforming challenges. Again, this keeps getting expanded, and for being a game made for stupid fucking babies, that's just good design, buddy. There's a chest you can glide to off the side, and now the exploration of the stage is growing. 3 total halls to go towards, with the center being for progression. We did a tight timer jump for a chest by aiming for the far corner of the trampoline, and we got a gold chest by going through this gate and completing a timed platform challenge. We arrived at the biggest cage in the catacombs, where Madame Cassandra is being held captive. You know, Madame Cassandra from the Cosmic Shake.
I knew I should have played Cosmic Shake first.
She convinces Stario and Squeegee to let her out so she can show them the exit. This room is a vertical platforming puzzle room fully based on the lantern mechanics, which is pretty neat, and it helps that we have to help Madame Cassandra, who is mischievous and also freaking sexy and hot. I've never been attracted to mermaids. I always thought it was an odd stereotype, but I definitely would figure out how to mate with this one if she'd let me. Although she probably wouldn't. We got a chest by phasing through the cage, and we have a new side quest from the one, the only. He's the Chocolate Man. Chocolate Man, eating all the chocolate, it's me and the lot. It's truly been a long time since I've seen this referenced in official SpongeBob media, but I could just be out of the loop on modern SpongeBob episodes. He ate King Neptune's chocolate, so he got locked away in the dungeons, and he just asked for more to satiate his addiction to cocoa. We head back a little bit, open a cell, ground pound to a lower cell, which holds some chocolate. Wow, it was right there. Wow, I'm finding a lot more bugs in this than I thought I would. We feed his addiction and get rewarded for it. There's a money balloon in the cell below progression, helpfully marked by this jellyfish. We reach the top and get forced into a ghost arena, introducing a new enemy that officially killed a man. Not joking, this isn't a Ghost Realm shenanigans. His fucking skull popped out of the jellyfish ghost's head. We freed Cassandra, and she told us we must leave through the drains.
Wood.
Hey, did you guys hear like a glitch with the microphone? I kind of have like the hearing on for it. I can like kind of hear. I think it glitched. I don't think it. And of course the drain is a slide, so slide we must. After the slide, check behind you for a chest. This is a platformer after all. Time for a rising goo challenge. There's some cash money to the right at the very start of the room. Be sure to climb the room quickly because there's a chest right at the end you need to reach before the goo covers it. Then there's another chest behind you afterwards. We had another slide race from Larry and it was still very easy to finish. We reached the outside and Atlantis City is royally demolished and green with it. Sandy tells us to head to the Poseidon so we can get picked up. Ah yes, another fine example of look behind you, it's a platformer, haha secrets. Switch a lantern to get a chest off to the side. Go behind these pillars to bounce and grab a chest along with a yellow balloon. Cassandra presents a boulder and we immediately jump on top and roll around, which is pretty fun. It's time we roll out. Once you get to the segment where you stop rolling, head to the right and platform to a yellow balloon. More vertical platforming, Karen randomly tells us to look for Spot. So yeah, we got another quest. More ball rolling. This room requires you create paths to destroy the rocks keeping the gate pulled down. Now that I'm saying that out loud, the mechanism either isn't possible at all or defies all laws of physics. Rolling down further, we have to fight some more ghosts to continue. Don't miss the lower chest off to the side of the little arena. We do some lantern platforming and then check below us for a yellow balloon. We go through a crumbly roll and make it to the entrance of the Poseidon. Cassandra defends herself with a spatula, which causes a Neptune statue to come to life, meaning we have to fight it. Unfortunately, this fight is pretty fucking boring. You use the lantern once he stops attacking to knock statue Neptune on the ground, then you hit him. Just do the stink sound. Stop throwing it back. Well, there's another trophy in the bag, and now Madame Cassandra is on the floating patty. But before we get invested in that, I head to Gary by Neptune's palace to give him the snacks we found earlier. And there's another trophy for getting Williams and Gary's quest done in Neptune's palace. We also went back into the palace to switch the ceiling light to green so we could face through this gate. This allows us to grab a gold chest and allows us to do another Larry race. I wish we got more of these general platforming race challenges. I think they're pretty fun, albeit a bit simple. Back up on the floating pally. Back up on the floating patty, and Larry has another race for us here. This one has a short time limit, but it's incredibly easy, so it's warranted. Then we floated up to do some Plankton challenge levels. These stages added the level mechanics from the other levels to make new challenges in these stages, though I don't think challenging is the right word for these levels. I'll only elaborate on these if they actually start to provide challenge. They are pretty fun overall though. We also have to refight Neptune's statue. Fuck this. So we talked to Madame Cassandra again, with Squidward telling her off for the previous game's events. Oh, I'll cover that game at some point. The whole game. But not now, though. I don't care that much. After asking around for help, SpongeBob keys together that the solution to stopping King Neptune and the Flying Dutchman's rampage is the golden spatula in the Fry Cook Museum. Spob, buddy, I collected 100 of those things not that long ago. All I did was open the doors to a shitty restaurant. SpongeBob informs Sandy on what he has sleuthed out, and as we set our sights on the Fry Cook Museum, the floating patty gets shot, sending SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy down to a snowed-over Jellyfish Fields. I actually think this is really cool. Get it? Because it's snowed over. Even the level's music is a new rendition of Jellyfish Fields from Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is actually a very nice touch. We're back on that dead surfboard shit. Sandy tells us we need to get some food and shelter, so we head out to find yellow jellyfish for some jelly. You'll be able to find all the jellyfish you need by scouting around the big open area. We grab this chest on top of a jellyfish-shaped rock, and we find 2 stone tikis near these buttons for a golden chest. Patrick digs into this geyser to launch, then we switch to Dead Bob to grab this golden balloon. We defeat all of these enemies on the ice arena for a chest, then we grab our last yellow jellyfish. But before we progress with the main story, we do another Larry race. We burrow to grab this spiral of coins to get another chest. As we continue, Sandy starts acting strained. We got this chest behind the frozen waterfall. On the way forward, we see a mine shaft off to the side we can enter. And while in here, we see one of the main mechanics of the level at play, minecarts with explosive barrels on them. Winter Jellyfish Fields is essentially a puzzle stage where you have to maneuver these minecarts. This first one isn't hard, but it is a bit odd that it isn't required to progress. Whatever, we found a wisdom in a yellow balloon, so I won't complain.
Always follow your heart, unless your heart is bad with directions.
Still speaking his life-changing therapeutic phrases. We bounced off this trampoline to hit a yellow balloon that allowed us to get this chest over here, which was a pretty engaging little challenge. Go right on this split path to get a chest. On top of the snowy peak, there's a chest behind the stack of tikis that are very poorly hiding it, by the way. After a bit of exploring, Patrick gets fed up with moving around. SpongeBob tries to convince him to keep going because Sandy is actually going berserk, but Patrick is an asshole and a ghost who says he won't move until he gets something to eat.
But you're incorporeal!
SpongeBob then goes to find Sandy on his own because Patrick is being unreasonable, and they actually separate the two of them for a bit. After crashing through these rock walls, check behind you because it's a platform, and immediately the game is showing us secrets we need Patrick to grab, of course. However, we can get this golden money balloon. We enter the core of the mines and have some chains to break to unlock the way forward. As we're going through, we hit this metal wall to reveal a chest. With all 3 buttons lowered, we start activating the switches and spinning the wheels. Resurrected from the dead, we start rolling through our newly constructed path. A bit later, we open a big door that leads to a different part of the cave. As you jump through this area, check behind you because we eventually meet up with Patrick, who just forgot all about the conflict we had, but he has his ice cream now, so he's good to go with us yet again.
Oh shit, together.
All into gameplay? That's crazy, bro. We burrow here while backtracking to get a chest. We pull out this platform near the buttons and wheels to reach a golden chest, which actually loops us towards progression, which is nice, but we do have more things to grab back here. Back at the start of the mines, we grab this tease of a chest, and in the center of the button room, we'll pull down this hatch and get led to another chest. After all that searching, we move forward to climb the mountain. Take this lower path to get this chest. After an enemy gauntlet, glide up and hit this yellow balloon behind Spob. And look to the left after the 2D section for another yellow balloon. Take the more challenging ice path later on for a chest, and now we have to start solving puzzles with these carts. Get the cart on the left button so you can activate both lights and get another cart, then hit the 2 right buttons with both carts for more wisdom.
You are who you are, and that's okay.
So brief, yet so honest. Once we reach Sandy's helmet, we keep walking left to find another chest. Then there's this yellow balloon off to the right while platforming. At the top of the mountain, we grab our final jellyfish, meaning we don't need to go out of our way to catch them anymore, and we got the firmly grasped trophy. There are a lot of jellyfish at the top of the mountain, so I think most people's jellyfish grind will end here. But an angry hibernating Sandy is also up here, and is my favorite boss in the game. There are many opportunities to hit her outside of telegraphed stun points. She has fun patterns to dodge and manipulate. This is a pretty fun fight, with my only drawback being she's a bit too tanky, but the gameplay was fun, so I'm not bothered by it. We beat Sandy and head back to the floating patty with the survival of the idiot's trophy. Now we have to kill some goats. Goats? Now we have to kill some ghosts, which isn't very hard. Afterwards, we talk to Sandy, who asks us to get our clothes from Jellyfish Fields since, you kind of need those. We then report to Felix since we got 100 jellyfish, and he gives us a golden chest. We went back to Jellyfish Fields and did another easy Larry race. We also came back here to find Sandy's clothes, and literally every article of her clothing can be found on the basic progression path. On the way through, we discovered that the lantern was the key to unlocking this chest under the wood since it reveals a wheel we have to spin. Tell me I'm not the only one that thought the platform was normal. The outline color blended in too perfectly. It's like camouflage for a secret or something. Again, every piece of Sandy's clothing is on the general path up Mount Bikini, so we grabbed grab the helmet to finish off the collection. Legitimately speaking, how is Sandy still alive? Look at these big ass gaps between the neck and the edge of her air helmet. How could she possibly be breathing in oxygen when the water is leaking upwards and she's not even in her suit? We got the They Don't Call Me Cheeks for Nothing trophy, which is a horrendous name for a trophy about clothing a squirrel with tits. They should have called it Covering Up the Cheeks or Nutty Times in the Nude. Yes, there's a reason why I'm not a professional writer. We inform Eugene, yes, it's been an entire 70% of video length, but I never forgave Eugene Krabs for using Plankton's government name aloud, that we need to head to the Fry Cook Museum to stop the Titans of the Tide.
Someone should name a video game after that.
Then he tells us to go find Squidward on top of the floating patty since he was sent to repair the balloon a while ago. But before we help Squidward, we gotta do some Plankton challenges. The ice physics do make this stage a little more difficult than some of the others, but nothing too strenuous. This was honestly probably my favorite one so far. The other two were easy as pissing is, so I guess if you have bad aim, good luck with the other two stages. You also have to refight Sandy. I went back to Goldfish Island to do a little bit of cleanup and found this chest in the distance from atop the lighthouse. There's also another Larry race I had missed, so I did that real quick as well. Oh, and would you look at that, another one. We're on top of the balloon now, but before I talk to Squidward, I got this yellow balloon hidden in the back. We talked to Squidward, and he just tells us to fill up the holes in the balloon, so we started doing just that. We swiftly headed to Krabs, and he decides to be an asshole because his precious expensive balloon is gonna be harmed if he heads to Bikini Bottom. Eugene, microstation, you do realize your business will be harmed if you let the entire ocean floor get ghostified. Rich people, I swear to God, they need to learn to live with what they have. It's okay though, because Plankton's teleporter will apparently get us to Bikini Bottom. Yippee, hooray, baba booey, we're gay, and I mean that in the sexuality sense and in the emotional sense. Plankton has single-handedly been the most helpful character in this game outside of our main duo.
I got 2 words for you, Sheldon.
Eugene, you have not learned a thing. So Bikini Bottom is still fucked up, but we must venture forth to grab the golden spatula. Check your left at the very start of the level for a golden balloon. We get teased by a chest before getting warped into a slide by the space-time zipper. This slide actually has like 3 or 4 different paths, and it feels crazy, but clearly I go through the easiest path my first time around. These slides feature assets and surroundings from previous levels, which I actually kind of like. We leave the slide void because I'm green with it and see the home wreckage of SpongeBob's pineapple. On top of SpongeBob's wrecked pineapple, you'll find a golden balloon. Then we slip right to the actual houses of our local neighborhood. Check behind you because we phase a stone tiki onto a button in Squid's house to get a golden chest, hit the button behind Patrick's house for some wisdom.
In the right hand.
That's great.
Is an instrument.
The truth got revealed! We start surfing and get sucked into a surfing slide, which is pretty neat. We see the combatant food establishment low-key kind of fucked up from the big hairy scary men. We burrow and dig up 2 citizens, which gives us a trophy for saving everyone stuck on the ground. And by everyone, I mean these 2 people and the singular guy on Goldfish Island. The intro with Patrick has people stuck in the sand, so I don't know, maybe we could have gone back there as a reward for beating the game, because as it stands, this trophy barely qualifies as being rewarding or challenging. Check to your right before you continue past the chum bucket for a yellow balloon. We get sucked into another dimension and platform to the Krusty Krab. Check behind you because burrow behind the Krusty Krab to reach a golden chest. The inside of the actual Krusty Krab is an enemy arena, and I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu. Actually, it isn't deja vu. I've directly seen this in a game that was released 23 years ago. There's a golden balloon to the right inside of the building. We're getting quite close to the Fry Cook Museum. The end of the game is near. Sorry I've been talking so long, though I don't think I should be sorry because let's face it, you people like it when I discuss children's licensed games for too long. Open the fridge, hit a button, chest appears, yippee!
Now that I'm a ghost, maybe the banker can finally float me alone.
What does that fucking mean? What do you mean by that? Float you alone. Shut the hell up. Head to the top of the Fry Cook Museum for a chest and a yellow money balloon. We're finally gonna grab the first and only golden spatula of the playthrough. I'm excited.
I hope they're not charging admission today.
I don't think they are, on the account of the fact that the whole place is kind of fucked up, so I don't think I don't think they're doing that. I think we can just go in. I think it's fine.
Okay, SpongeBob. I don't know why the Fry Cook Museum would have some of these obstacles in it for its security system, but who cares? It's fun to jump around in here. Kinda pissed that the developers thought about people skipping this whole section with this jump, but fucking whatever, man. I'm an achievement hunter. I'm supposed to hate speedrunning, apparently. Do a big jump, glide, dash combo to get this chest. I did a true combo over this balloon. We cut the security here with puzzle solving and reach the golden spatula. Patrick tries to grab it, but he can't because he isn't the world's greatest fry cook. Of course, SpongeBob must be the one to
Read the spatula from the grease.
We get a trophy and learn that the golden spatula is a one-hit kill to all non-main boss enemies, which is a fantastic reward for reaching the end of the game. It genuinely helps make collectible cleanup more tolerable. Of course, there's an onslaught of enemies on our way to the final boss, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. We glide towards the 2 dickbags with our mighty spatula, and they continue to bicker and beat the shit out of each other until SpongeBob speaks up, and the Dutchman randomly decides he wants us fucking dead. This is the longest fight in the game with several phases, starting with the Flying Dutchman. This fight requires fighting ghouls and dodging shit. Wow, it's crazy tough. After slapping around a bit, King Neptune decides that he wants a turn. Some ruler of the sea, I always knew he was an awful tyrant. Again, it's a lot of dodging and hitting very hard. After that, the two of them send Spop and Pat back into the dimensional pants zipper to enter a climactic slide. They're really trying to make this a crazy moment, and I'll admit, it's kinda neat to see. We got some platforming partway through. At the final part of this section, we see a surprising amount of slowdown. Like, wow, I don't even see how this is happening. These games do not require that much to run properly. I felt like I almost messed up the final part because of the slowdown, but thankfully we didn't. Now the two of them are teaming up to kill us. Awesome, we're bringing two deities together, we love it. The two of them combining attacks is kind of fun. I especially like the dodge patterns of this section. Unfortunately, the boss gets lamer as it goes on. We beat the two big men, and SpongeBob rallies back the two big blasts they shot, mixing and matching the two of them. Then SpongeBob and Patrick force the Titans to fix Bikini Bottom in a genuinely kind of funny and satisfying cutscene. I get directly mentioned in the finished game trophy. Yep, I definitely am that well known. Anyway, we still have some stuff to do for 100%. So let's get cracking. First we do some easy Larry races, then we grab this lantern in the pineapple void to reveal a hidden path behind a door, which makes it arguable whether it's actually hidden considering it's a door. This gives us a bit of wisdom. Oh, there's the wisdom.
Never leave the house without combing your chest hair.
Listen to our god! And there's a golden chest here as well, meaning we got every Bikini Bottom chest. Outside of the Poseidon, we have the last Larry race we missed and get a trophy for finishing every race. Check to your left after a lot of climbing and ball balancing, you'll find the path to spot in Atlantis City, which gives us another trophy and chest. This also gives us our final underwear piece, which we purchase for another trophy. Climb these pillars outside of the Poseidon for a golden balloon. We clean off the tables at Goldfish Island for a chest, jumped on every beach umbrella for a chest, I hate to hear like these, fuck you game, and broke these barrels for the last golden island chest. We also have 4 more wisdom TVs to track down, and honestly these are way too hidden. I used a guide for the rest of them and I'm not sorry about it at all. I was surprised there were even guides for this considering the game was brain spanking new when I was playing it. This first one fucking sucks because you essentially need to get to the water room, press a button, and walk or warp back to the highest part of the big surf section. If you don't see it in this distance, it's most likely a pop-in issue. If it's not a pop-in issue, then I don't know, man. I have been going through this footage multiple times and I think I got the details right. On the later ball rolling section of Atlantis City, you can break through this wall to find another wisdom. The final wisdom requires that you have the 9 previous wisdoms to retrieve, and it's back inside Neptune's palace. You need to enter this wall before the boiler room, which you can do by switching the main lamp to green and entering this warp hole. Hit this button and head back to where the Hasselhoff painting is. We grab the final wisdom, which unlocks the door to Hasselhoff's shrine. This rewards you with a sea shanty written about the plot of this game based on Soon May the Wellerman Come, and is performed by God himself. But of course Nickelodeon strongly dislikes following religion, so it gets copyright claimed on YouTube, so it's time I do this replacing song and dance all over again.
Here in this place it is Hasselhoff getting through these trials with his wisdom. The Dutchman played a dirty trick and King Neptune... No, I'm not doing this stupid bit, no.
I'm gonna be honest, this is a really fun reward, and I kinda wish it wasn't used to market the game. Keeping it a surprise would have made it way more cool, but I love it regardless, and we got a trophy for witnessing a sermon, and open a chest. It's time for a treasure chest hunt. The first one I missed was in Neptune's palace. It's one of those spots you should think about when playing, but you just fucking don't. It's behind this hedge. There's a chest behind this wood wall when the lantern is switched to blue. How did I not open that one? Damn, I'm washed. You need to break this wall in Atlantis City with the boulder to get another chest. There's a trophy for throwing ghosts in the goose, so I decided to grind this out here at the end of the first ball section, and we got there 4 minutes later. And I slapped this guy 9 times to finish out the trophy for smacking 100 citizens. And the last Atlantis chest is inside the Poseidon, which I just didn't grab earlier on. One of the remaining Jellyfish Field chests is in the side room that requires 2 stone tikis and some lantern shenanigans. The second stone tiki you need is inside the stalagmite. There's another chest in the lower section of the flowing patty you can earn by throwing a box onto this target. There's a chest inside the snow platform you get by changing the lantern color, and we need to glide to the highest part of this entrance in Jellyfish Fields to get a golden balloon. And the last Jellyfish Fields chest requires you hit every floating tiki above the ice in the center. In Neptune's palace, we missed this chest just outside the treasure room close to the spikes. We missed one in the breakable wall just outside of the kitchen. And the final palace chest was at the very top of the boiler room. There's also a yellow balloon up here. Speaking of, we just need to clear those out now. The problem with that is that there is no tracker for these golden balloons. There are 44 in the game in total, and you have 0 way to track them down to see which areas still have some. This is probably my biggest gripe with the game. Keeping track of all the collectibles is a bit too much work considering that only chests are tracked in the menu. We refight the Titans, and I do have to do it twice because I died. And I'm only mentioning it here because the fight is so long, and if you die, you get booted all the way back to the first Dutchman phase, which is very annoying considering there's sliding and platforming sections in this boss fight. Time for a combat challenge, and I use the word challenge lightly because this is a cakewalk with the golden spatula. And our final Plankton challenge is a block challenge, and this one is only difficult because the ice physics in this game are fucking whack. Also, the rhythm and rotations of the lantern platforms are a bit difficult. It's also a long stretch of cubes, so it's one of those nerve-wracking challenges that stretches you out a bit the further you go. Finishing that challenge, though, gave us a trophy for finishing every Plankton challenge. The last chest we need to get in the game requires Patrick throws a ball in this basket, which gives us the Hoarder trophy. It took a little bit of searching and some help, admittedly, but we did find the last golden balloon in Bikini Bottom. It's in the void after the chum bucket section, and all I had to do was to check behind me, because this is a platformer, and thank God that was the last golden balloon. We buy Patrick's last costume and get an achievement for buying every outfit in the game, along with a trophy for buying everything in the shop, and finally gaining the platinum trophy in SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide. Wait, what's that platinum called? I did everything in SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide. Titans of the Tide was a fun Titan of a time. It took me about 11 hours to find everything, but really the game is only like 6 hours long. I have my issues with some of the physics and item tracking, but overall I think the game has very fun mechanics and great ideas for a 3D platformer. I wish some of these ideas were more fleshed out because they are very good ideas, like maybe give SpongeBob and Patrick one more ability each to spice up some of the swap heavy platforming just to create a bit more engaging challenges. I liked it overall though. I think if you like SpongeBob games or 3D platformers, you'll have a great time. It really does feel like a full circle moment for SpongeBob games, from BFBB being a genuinely good game, to the movie game being a great tie-in that was unable to use David Hasselhoff, to the remake of BFBB being pretty good all things considered, to the official greenlighting of a genuine good continuation with Cosmic Shake, and finally actually getting David Hasselhoff in a SpongeBob game with Titans of the Tide. And it helps knowing that all of these games are pretty decently fun. Thanks for watching my dumb long video on SpongeBob, and I will be returning to Bikini Bottom again soon, don't worry, but I also need to evaluate my platinum trophies. I mean, I made a new PSN account just to start platinum hunting for games that I love or have yet to play. You can catch all these 100% playthroughs live on Twitch, twitch.tv/SockOwner, follow me please, and you can recommend games to complete in the comments. I'd love to hear some of your recommendations. Yes, I'll do Cosmic Shake eventually.